Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Body and dash cam video from San Antonio police officers over 3 separate shootings released yesterday. This morning, we've got a breakdown of each video.
And the latest with the United Auto Workers strike, what President Joe Biden is saying as the workers have decided to expand their strike in 20 states.
And outside with live cam, keep your shorts and your t-shirts and your flip-flops handy. Gonna need them today. Good morning. It's 6 o'clock. It is Sunday, September 24th.
Good morning. David, I'm sorry that Tech lost.
Well, you got to start my day with
Well,
that.
because I was like,
Really not a good morning.
David?
How are you? Everything good?
Well, we did that
How's
before
the
the show, and
family?
David
All right?
was a little grumpy, and I think
David's not grumpy. I'm not grumpy.
David's not grumpy.
I didn't expect, but you're going to make me grumpy starting off like that.
Okay, well, to put everyone in a good mood, it's Miss Sunshine's birthday today, Sarah Spivey.
Well, thank you, guys.
Happy birthday, Sarah.
Nobody else I'd rather spend my birthday with.
Yeah.
than you guys.
Some grumpy old man.
Whatever, David. Oh, my goodness.
Walk in the door, and this is what I
But the best dressed man in KSAT
Yes.
this morning. With
Looking
that
very
nice suit.
sharp.
Like 4 of us here. And
I do like that
but I
suit
thank you.
jacket.
Appreciate it.
I have said that.
I wore that just for you.
Thank you. Thank
your
you, sir.
birthday.
I appreciate it. Well, how about 100 degrees? My birthday gift to me, to everybody, because it's going to be in the triple digits today, potentially for the 75th day this year in San Antonio. Oh, my goodness. Outside right now, it's 79 degrees, mostly sunny out there, 79 in New Braunfels, 77 in Seguin, and 78 in Pleasanton. Here's a look at the forecast for the day today. Around 10, it's going to be 83, 91 at noon, 100 for the high. David was looking at the KSAT Weather Authority app. He said 105. Yeah, that's what it's going to feel like outside. 105 with the high humidity, and we'll have south winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Notice that I have increased rain chances later on tonight, only 20% at 10 p.m., but overnight there is an opportunity for rain, especially those across the hill country. And then tomorrow, slightly better rain chances for us too. At least after today, our temperatures are going to come down. Our highs will be in the low 90s for most of the week ahead. So I will have a look at the slightly better rain chances tomorrow coming up in just a bit. David, Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. A shootout that shut down a freeway, an officer accidentally shooting himself, and gunfire following a tasing.
KSAT has received the body and dash cam video for 3 separate deadly shootings involving San Antonio police officers.
Camelia Wattis breaks down what the video shows for each shooting.
First shooting SAPD released video of happened August 30th. Officers were looking for 40-year-old Michael Kirkland, who had a warrant for aggravated assault against a public servant. Dash camera video shows 2 patrol cars surround a car where Kirkland is seen driving away. He begins driving the wrong way on I-10 East Access Road when he crashes into another car. Kirkland appears to run into a grassy area as officers shout at him to drop his gun.
Drop the gun!
Body cam video shows Kirkland pointing a gun at the cars driving by. Then we see 2 officers fire, killing him. That same night, officers were following what they say is a stolen car to a Home Depot parking lot in the 600 block of Southwest Loop 410. Dash camera video shows the driver take off. An undercover detective is seen yelling, telling 21-year-old Victor Fernandez to get on the ground. Then a single gunshot is fired, and the undercover detective falls to the ground. KSAT previously reported 10-year SAPD veteran John Helly accidentally shot himself in the torso. The body camera video switches to the uniformed officer chasing Fernandez, who shoots him several times. It's unclear if Fernandez pulled the trigger, but video shows he had a gun. Fernandez died, and Helly was taken to the hospital. Several days later, on September 4th, officers approached 27-year-old Jacob String, who was wanted for 4 aggravated robbery warrants. The body camera video shows the officer yelling at String to show his hands. String is seen pulling a cell phone from his left pocket and putting his right hand into his pocket. Then one officer tases him. As String falls to the ground, a body camera video shows him holding a gun. Both officers begin firing several shots, striking and killing him. The district attorney's office is reviewing these cases, and they will decide if each case was a justified shooting and if any charges are warranted. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
2 teens in jail this morning after San Antonio police say they held a man at gunpoint on the southwest side. Police tell us the teens were involved in a robbery on Friday in that 5,000 block of New Laredo Highway. During that robbery, they held a 21-year-old man at gunpoint. The suspects took off from the scene, and when officers attempted to pull over the two, they got out and ran. Officers were able to catch up with them and take them into custody. There were no injuries reported.
As one man continues recovering after being viciously bitten by a dog on Thursday, we're learning more about how Animal Care Service handles dogs that attack humans. A 53-year-old man got a serious wound on his neck after investigators say another man let his dog attack the victim. So police arrested the dog owner, and he's now facing felony charges. And because ACS confirmed the dog did bite the man, the dog is being quarantined for at least 10 days. In general, if a dog attacks someone, the owner could get the animal back, but they have to pay for the dog's board while it's being quarantined. However, if the dog carries out a serious attack, which would involve tearing flesh, ACS could then get a warrant to seize the dog. And a teen and his family are suing state officials for failing to enforce the Crown Act, which outlaws racial discrimination based on hairstyles.
This comes after the Texas teen was suspended from school for his hairstyle. Daryl George has been serving in-school suspension for weeks at his Houston area school. School officials say his locks violate the school's dress code regarding hair length for boys.
But his mother and family's attorney deny Daryl's hair doesn't go against the dress code and says the school is just targeting him. That lawsuit filed in Houston federal court names Governor Greg Abbott and Attorney General Ken Paxton for failing to enforce the Crown Act, which just went into effect beginning of September.
Now to the historic auto workers strike, expanding to more locations as President Joe Biden accepts the UAW's invitation.
President Biden now saying he'll join striking workers on the picket line. ABC's Faith Abube explains the frustrations from those striking and what steps are next.
We are the union! We are the union!
The United Auto Workers back on the picket lines as President Biden prepares to join the striking workers in solidarity next week.
No pay! No pay!
Friday, the union expanding their targeted strike, asking workers at 38 GM and Stellantis parts distribution facilities in 20 states from California to Florida to walk off the job after a stalemate with the two automakers.
It's going to not only affect the company and all of us workers that are going to be on $500 a week, but it's also going to affect the consumer. The customer's going to be waiting for car parts to get their cars fixed, and they're going to be sitting.
In a statement, Stellantis saying it'll continue to bargain in good faith and that the company presented a competitive offer, but the union never responded. Ford notably not affected by the strike expansion. UAW President Shawn Fain saying the automaker made some progress in critical areas like cost of living increases, profit sharing, and job security during layoffs.
We do want to recognize that Ford is showing that they're serious about reaching a deal.
Still, Ford saying, quote, we have more work ahead of us before we can reach an agreement. The workers are asking the automakers for, among other things, a 40% pay raise over 4 years, a 4-day work week, and job security. Brendan Dawson works at the Stellantis parts distribution plant in Romulus, Michigan, and says he didn't want to go on strike, but understands that he had to.
I'm a single parent. I had to raise my daughter working a shift from 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. It's not fair. It's really corporate greed. They making the money. They can pay us.
Once again, that was Faith Abube reporting. Hey, the Hill Country is going to be one of the most popular places in the country, if not the world, because this is going to be where you can witness a lifetime event. It's why thousands of people are headed right here to the Hill Country in the next few weeks. It is the lifetime eclipse that we're going to be able to see. First responders in the Hill Country are preparing now, and they have been for the last 18 months and want to make sure everyone can enjoy the eclipse safely. One of their concerns with so many people expected to visit, 911 dispatchers getting overwhelmed, so officials are considering a phone bank.
Because that's the other concern we have is 911 calls inundate our dispatch center because people are going to block driveways, they're going to park in places that people don't want them.
To learn more about the annual solar eclipse, head over to our website, KSAT.com. We're going to also have extended coverage here on GMSA on October 14th. Our weather department has been very, very busy putting together a lot of stories about the eclipse. I know Justin is going back to like the history of the eclipses. So it's very, very good. And I know Sarah's excited about it.
Yeah, if you head to our website, you can see all the stories that Sarah, Justin, and me have put together all about the eclipse. It's 6:09 and 79 degrees.
An endangered parrot species making a home in South Texas. What researchers at Texas A&M are saying about the red-crowned parrots.
A toxic red tide killing fish along the Texas coast. What counties it's being spotted in and what to do if you see it.
And once again, outside with live cam, going to be another hot one today. But hey, changes are on the way. She's saying there's a chance of rain. What's she saying? A toxic red tide bloom appears to be killing fish and sharks in some areas along the Texas coast.
Brazoria County Parks Department says that red tide is currently affecting Galveston, Brazoria, Matagorda counties. Red tide is harmful. It's microscopic algae that produces toxins that affect the central nervous system of a fish, causing them to become paralyzed, eventually leading to death.
If you need to report sightings of red tide, you can call your local Texas Parks and Wildlife Office, 512-389-4848. An endangered parrot species is making a home here in South Texas with reported sightings in areas like Brownsville, Harlingen, and McAllen.
Researchers at Texas A&M confirm Texas has an estimated population of 900 endangered red-crowned parrots. The mostly green parrots were originally native to a small region of northeastern Mexico.
And if you ever wonder, what could I do to help these endangered parrots? Officials say the best thing you can do is teach others how to live with their colorful, squawking neighbors. Those are gorgeous birds.
That's awesome that
Beautiful.
They're making a home here.
Well, it's interesting to know that, those parrots are making a home in South Texas. Also, the Mexican black bear coming back to parts of Texas because of the drought, looking for food. It's interesting to see the way that we're seeing our animals.
So
we wish them luck looking for food and water.
Yeah, good luck, because the water is scarce out there, isn't it? I mean, Canyon Lake is at its lowest levels. Medina Lake,
creek by my house, Salado, completely dried out.
Absolutely. And we could use some rain. We have a chance within the next 48 hours, but it is just a chance. Most people are not going to see rain, unfortunately, in the next 48 hours. And today is just going to be a hot one. Here's a look outside right now, 79 degrees, mostly clear at the moment. We've got a wind from the south at about 10 miles per hour. Now, that wind from the south at 10 miles per hour, bringing in that Gulf of Mexico moisture. If you have any cookouts today, know that there will be a bit of a breeze from the south at 10 to 20. What you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure to weigh down any kind of that cookout, those plates, those napkins, those kinds of things, or else you may be fetching it a little bit later. Temperatures outside warm, 75 in Kerrville, 84 in Del Rio, 81 in Cotulla, it's 78 in Pleasanton. As you take a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, quickly warming up, 83 degrees at 10. It's going to be 91 at noon. Temperatures going to be climbing to about 100 this afternoon for the 75th time this year today. So again, there's a slight chance we may not make it to 100, but I'm forecasting 100 today for the 75th time this year. Impressively hot, not only in San Antonio, but across South Central Texas. 104 in Del Rio, 104 Cotulla, 102 in Pleasanton. It'll be 99 in Kerrville, 99 in Canyon Lake, 102 Port SA, 102 in Castroville, 101 in Uvalde and in Sabinal, 99 in Utopia, 102 in Nixon Smiley. Again, the humidity, like yesterday, staying high, and so because of that, there will be a heat index value. It's going to feel like 105 around San Antonio metro area. Very hot day. If you have outdoor plans during the peak heat of the day from noon to 6, make sure to stay hydrated. Let's take a look at our weather setup. Overnight, there was some light rain for Del Rio. This is around that heat high, which has started to push off to the south and to the west, away from South Central Texas. It's still going to be hot today because of that heat high, but there is a system moving through North Texas that is at least going to drop our temperatures into the low 90s in the week ahead and bring a small potential for rain to San Antonio. Let me take you through the futurecast. Showers and storms across northeast Texas going to be moving down toward the Houston metro area. So if you have plans to travel to Houston today, know that by the afternoon there will be some storms. Outflow boundaries or rain-cooled air from this system could fire off some additional storms near the Austin metro area by about 8 o'clock tonight. tonight. Then, as we head into the evening hours, that front will approach and a few storms are possible across the northern hill country. This is at midnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Not an optimal time for us to see rain in San Antonio because we lose a lot of that daytime heat. And as you can see, a lot of those storms will likely weaken before they make it to San Antonio early tomorrow morning. But if you're in Kerrville, Bernie, Canyon Lake, your chance for rain overnight is a little bit higher, about 30%. Then as we look at the day tomorrow, that front is going to stall and a couple of scattered downpours are possible during the day tomorrow. Coverage is only going to be about 40%. So again, odds are not in your favor for rain, but if you happen to get a shower storm, could produce some gusty winds and the like. We'll talk a little bit more about the potential for some stronger storms coming up in the next half hour, but here's a look at your forecast. Only 30% overnight, 40% tomorrow, and then only isolated rain Tuesday and Wednesday. So not great when it comes to rain. At least temperatures are going to come down and there will be less humidity in the week ahead. And with the potential for scattered showers and storms tomorrow, make sure to have the KSAT Weather Authority app handy. There's a radar on there. I'd hate for that to become inconvenient for you, the rain tomorrow. But at this point, any rain is the opposite of inconvenient. It's pleasant.
Thank you, Sarah.
As we head to break and we look forward to the season of winter, there's worry among parents. The FDA says a certain antibiotic could be in short supply. What that antibiotic is and why. Welcome back. It is 6:22. In today's health headlines, liquid forms of amoxicillin is in short supply as we head into the winter respiratory illness season. Some analysts say the shortage is due to amoxicillin's low price point and it's not profitable for manufacturers to make, so they focus on other drugs. Amoxicillin is the most prescribed antibiotic in the country.
Well, drug company Novo Nordisk found several strains of bacteria in batches of the main ingredient in the diabetes medication Rybelsus. The batches were produced at a company's North Carolina plant. According to Wall Street Journal, the FDA inspected the plant last July and found that the company did not thoroughly investigate the cause of the bacteria. But the company says it did conduct investigations on the bacteria, and the plant is still producing the drug.
It is now 6:23, 78 degrees.
Okay, getting calls from loved ones asking for help just became a new way for scammers to steal from you. After the break, how AI is helping them do that and what you need to know before picking up the phone.
See, there's one now.
Unfamiliar numbers automatically get the rejection button these days. But one of those calls last month nearly cost this man who didn't want to use his name more than just time.
A voice said, "Grandpa." And I said, "TK?" Because the voice was the voice of my grandson.
He says he heard a desperate cry for help, that he had injured a pregnant woman in a crash.
So he's got my attention right away. And he said, "I'm in jail."
After another call with what he thought was an attorney, he rushed to his credit union, ready to withdraw thousands for his grandson's bail. Luckily, a teller warned it could be an elaborate scheme.
It's so convincing. I mean, there was nothing in the voice to tell me that it's not him.
I was extremely surprised. In the first time, I did not believe it.
Mohammed Rana also had a costly call recently. The business owner assumed a security system was all he needed, only crooks found a way into one of his stores on the phone.
All the money, almost $3,000 exactly.
Rana says a mystery caller got a worker to empty out the register and more. She was sure she was talking to you.
She was 100% sure.
As it turned out, both cases involved artificial intelligence and something called voice cloning. With AI, fraudsters can clone or copy people's voices from videos they post to social media.
They're pretty believable, and then you're typing in what you want the voice print to say.
Jason Whitty, the chief security officer at USAA, says no one at his bank has been hit, but he's worried more and more people could be.
The technologies that are underpinning this are actually getting a lot better, and they're getting a lot more accessible to the public.
In case you have any doubt, look what I was able to get right at my fingertips within seconds. It's an app for entertainment purposes that lets you put words into the mouths of celebrities.
I love watching Katrina Weber on KSAT 12 News.
Most people think, well, that can't happen to me, but believe me, it's all about emotion.
Both he and Rana hope others will learn from them and hang up on voice cloning con men. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
The alarm going off? If it goes off at 6:32, then guess what? Time to get up.
Good morning.
6:32.
I was telling David earlier this morning on my way to work, an armadillo crossed my path on my street, then 2 houses down, a raccoon, and then another house down, a skunk. And it was like the heads of all the creature families were coming together to figure out what they're going to do about this drought,
They're
Sarah.
looking for water.
And I live inside, inside 410.
You know what? That is the trio of good luck in Texas.
Well,
armadillo, skunk, and raccoon.
I thought it was an albino armadillo at first, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like really in luck today. It wasn't. It was a regular. It was my brights flashing on it.
Maybe next time. It is definitely warm outside. It's 79 degrees out there, and you can see that the humidity is high. Dew points are in the 70s too, 82% humidity. One reason why the humidity is high is because we continue to get this stout wind from the south, winds of about 10 miles per hour from the south, bringing in that Gulf of Mexico humidity, and that's going to be a factor today. Here's a look at today's forecast. Looks like a summertime forecast rather than a late September forecast. Around noon, 91, 100 degrees for the high temperature. Not only could today be our 75th 100-degree day, but it could be one of our latest triple-digit days on record for San Antonio, and records date back to the 1880s. We're going to have breezy winds from the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Notice by midnight, slightly better rain chances. I'll give you those details as a weak front is moving across Texas coming up in just a bit. David, Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. It's been 3 months since SAPD officers shot and killed 46-year-old Melissa Bettis.
Those 3 officers were charged with her murder after Chief McManus says they didn't follow department training.
So Bettis was said to be having a mental health crisis, something the department has faced scrutiny over this summer.
Our Avery Everett sat down with SAPD leadership about how the department is looking to expand its mental health unit and what crisis trainers say you can do to help in the meantime.
We need more staff.
A renewed push from the San Antonio Police Department.
We see a lot of mental health issues.
SAPD Assistant Chief Karen Fulks says expanding the department's mental health unit is now a top priority.
Once we're able to build this team where we're 24 hours, we have more officers to cover the city.
SAPD faced criticism on its response to several recent calls.
You're gonna get shot!
Including the shooting of Melissa Bettis. Chief William McManus says Bettis was having a mental health crisis when officers shot and killed her at her apartment in June. The department confirmed its mental health unit was not called. Now it's trying to find a solution, possibly through the latest round of funding from the new city council budget.
Hopefully, with that push, we'll be able to expand the unit.
Some SAPD officers are stationed with the city's SA Corps program, in place to reduce arrest and increase access to mental health services. But in a city with more than 1 million people, only dozens of officers have advanced mental health training.
SAPD is also looking to train all of its officers on basic mental health response. The problem is that could take up to 3 years.
We can help triage so that we're not over inundating the system, so that we're not just relying on those services that are dying for manpower. And
Devin Metchin is a suicide prevention trainer. With just how busy officers are across San Antonio, Metchin says training yourself in de-escalation and asking direct questions can change outcomes.
So the more people we can teach to be able to engage in those conversations, the more care we're actually spreading across the community.
Even with mental health at the forefront of City Council and SAPD budget discussions, there's still more to be done.
We need more officers in the mental health unit. We do, and we will eventually get there.
Those 3 officers involved with the death of Melissa Perez are awaiting trial. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
10-year-old sentenced to 40 years in prison for capital murder on Thursday for a shooting that happened earlier this year at a school in Dallas. Records show the shooter opened fire into a group of students waiting to leave class before the bell rang, killing one student. The teen will be sent to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. The judge will determine if he should go to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve the rest of his sentence. Now to Senator Robert Menendez remaining defiant in the face of growing calls for his resignation.
ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on the reaction to the new bribery charges the senator from New Jersey and his wife are facing.
This morning, New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez facing a growing number of calls to resign after he and his wife were indicted on federal corruption charges. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy calling the allegations deeply disturbing and serious charges that implicate national security. It was echoed by a chorus of New Jersey Democrats. But overnight, Menendez, who has already temporarily stepped down as chair of the powerful Senate Foreign Relations Committee, defiant, in a statement saying, "I am not going anywhere," and doubling down on his proclaimed innocence. The 3-count sweeping indictment lays out an alleged plan authorities say was aimed at benefiting Egypt's government and helping 3 American Egyptian businessmen.
The senator and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes in exchange for Senator Menendez using his power and influence to protect and to enrich those businessmen.
The indictment alleges that the 3 businessmen flooded Menendez and his wife with lavish gifts, including home mortgage payments, a Mercedes-Benz convertible, thousands in solid gold bars, and close to $500,000 in cold hard cash. FBI agents raiding the senator's New Jersey home, where prosecutors say they found money stuffed in envelopes, hidden away in safes, and even inside the senator's congressional jacket. Authorities allege those gifts were in exchange for providing Egypt with sensitive government intel and foreign aid. But according to the indictment, the plot stretched far beyond foreign aid. Menendez is also accused of using his position to influence criminal investigations of his alleged co-conspirators.
Once again, that was Morgan Norwood with that story. The U.S. government relaunching a program to provide COVID-19 at-home tests for free. Secretary of Health and Human Services made the announcement Wednesday. The program suspended at the end of May in efforts to preserve the available supply, but now people will once again be able to order free tests through covidtest.gov starting tomorrow.
Former President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind made an appearance at the annual festival in their hometown of Plains, Georgia yesterday. The Carters rode in a black SUV at the festival. The outing comes more than 6 months after Carter announced he was entering hospice care and would stop all medical intervention. The couple's grandson said recently the Carters' lives are coming to an end, but they remain together and in love.
Earlier this week, we told you about SAISD's plans to close 19 schools over the next few years due to declining enrollment and budget problems. Yesterday, the district held a meeting about the right sizing proposal. It gives parents, teachers, and members of the community a chance to sound off on that proposal. People were allowed to ask district officials questions about the plans, but some parents say they don't think the district is taking their concerns into consideration.
They're still not answering some of the questions. They keep saying, well, if it seems like it's already a done deal. It doesn't seem like they're really taking everything into consideration.
It is important to note the SAISD's plans to close those schools is not final yet. There will be several more chances for the public to voice their opinions on the plan before the school board's final vote, which comes in November. You can find that list of meeting times and locations on our website at KSAT.com.
And I just looked up the age of President Carter. He's 98.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, and you know, when I was reading the story, I was like, didn't he go into hospice 6 months ago? It's incredible.
He's known for being the president, but he's also known for all his humanitarian work with Habitat for
Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity. Yeah. Out building. He used to be out there swinging the hammer.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, it is 6:40 and 78 degrees.
3 sisters going viral, all thanks to a botched haircut. Wasn't even supposed to happen. Coming up next, how the big sister saved the day. Count on Big Sister, can't you?
Love that video so much. I can't get enough of it. Guys, Sarah Spivey on her birthday forecasting a triple-digit day. Hopefully this is the last one of this fall of the year. But she says there's rain on the way. She'll let us know. A hair emergency leads to 3 sisters going viral on social media with more than 1 million views.
Of course, it took Big Sister to save Little Sister from a failed haircut, all because of the third sister. CNN's Ginny Mose with a story that played out over TikTok, of course.
When your little sister comes asking for scissors.
For what? Something. Just something. Be careful.
Should have cut her off. Valentina Zamaripa of Mission, Texas was doing her video blog.
Lotion on it. Daddy, come right here. Come here. I told you
And thus began an almost 6-minute TikTok that commenters described as literally a coming-of-age movie. They tried to keep Mom in the dark.
Nothing.
The smiling scissor wielder surrendered a lock of hair.
Why are you laughing? I told you not to do anything stupid.
So Valentina did something smart, asking her smartphone
How to cut bait.
Her smirky 3-year-old sister threatened to tattle.
Whoa, you're in trouble.
So her sisters jumped her, and Valentina offered a bribe for her silence.
I'll give you a cookie.
15-year-old Valentina valiantly tried to fix the damage.
Oh my God.
While 8-year-old Camellia fretted.
What have you done to my life? Well, that's cute. You look like Hermione from Harry Potter.
Mom kept coming back.
No.
If someone misbehaves, they all risk losing their wireless.
If one goes down, we all go down. Because my mom has always taught us to stick together.
They hid the evidence. The lock of hair ended up in the trash, even though.
I wanted to sell it because I'm a celebrity. I'm famous.
And then there was the finger pointing.
Whose idea was that?
Valentina.
At each other. But you really turned on your big sister.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that?
And Mom raised the specter of Dad.
Go show your dad. Go show your dad.
Pray for them.
No need. Dad said the bangs looked great. Crisis averted at school picture day. What started with bangs ended with a whimper.
It looks pretty. I don't think she'll mind.
Ginny Mose, CNN, New York.
No.
So, David, Sarah and I were watching that video, and that is exactly what it was like with me and my little sister.
Your little sister cut your bangs?
She cut her own bangs.
Cut her own bangs?
I had,
She was cute.
I just love it was like bribing Mom.
Yeah. Or hiding from Mom.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you a cookie.
It was all so realistic.
Absolutely.
I was the little sister in the background cackling with the hair.
And there was a little bit on TikTok, there was a little bit of speculation. Oh my gosh, it looks like it was staged. If that was staged, those kids deserve Oscars.
No, that's not
that
staged.
That was amazing.
That was not staged. That was the most realistic thing ever.
Absolutely.
And then Dad doesn't even show up till the very end. Oh, it's cute.
Yeah.
What do you go, Dad?
I like
very
Mom
good.
threatens Dad, and then Dad's like,
That's cute.
looks great.
Fine. You're good.
Awesome. Whatever.
What's the problem?
You know what? Not whatever is that we're probably going to hit 100 degrees today for,
Not
the
so
75th time. Not so cute this year. And what's moreover is it's very rare to have 100-degree days at the end of September. In fact, on your screen right now, you've got the latest 100-degree days on record for San Antonio. Records date back to 1886. If we hit 100 degrees today, it'll be the 4th latest that we've ever hit 100 in San Antonio. So no joke heat today. 100 degrees in San Antonio, 104 in Del Rio, 104 Cotulla, 102 Pleasanton, just barely under 100 up in the Hill Country, 99 in Kerrville and Canyon Lake. The average high this time of year is 88, so we're going to be 12 degrees above that. 102 in Castroville and at Simpson, 102 in Floresville, 100 in Gonzales, 100 in Uvalde, 100 in Bandera. So take advantage of the fact that it's in the 70s right now, at least temporarily, 79 degrees in San Antonio, generally low 70s up in the Hill Country as well, but it is humid. So we are going to have a heat index value today, feeling a lot like a midsummer day rather than an end of September day. Well, partly cloudy skies to start the day. By 10, it'll be 83. By noon, 91, feeling like 100. And then in the afternoon, 100 degrees, but feeling like 106 because of the higher humidity. We're going to have a breeze from the south at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's not all bad news, though. That heat high is starting to move off to the west. And that heat high is starting to move off to the west because there's a system moving through North Texas right now that's pushing it off. And this system has the chance to bring us at least some rain over the next 24 to 48 hours. It's not going to be a guarantee of rain for everybody, but it's a possibility. Now you can see that there's some storms across the Texarkana region around that area of low. This storm system is going to move south, potentially bringing rain to the Houston metro area this afternoon. It's going to stay dry in San Antonio today, but as that front approaches approaches, some outflow boundaries will develop, perhaps a few storms up near the Austin area by late tonight. And then in the overnight hours, as that front moves south, we're going to see a few showers and storms develop in the hill country. Now, again, this is close to midnight. This is not an ideal time for storms to sustain themselves. So as we head into the overnight hours, storms may reach as far south as Boerne, New Braunfels, but they're likely going to fizzle out big time before they reach it to San Antonio. There's a chance, though, early tomorrow to see an isolated shower on your way to work. Then that front is going to stall out. It's going to be a hot day, 96, but as that front stalls out, we will have a few showers and storms peppering the radar tomorrow. Coverage is only going to be about 40%, but the possibility is there. Now, with any storms that develop, there could be some gusty winds with those storms, but mainly the severe weather risk today is north of us toward Austin, Waco, Dallas, and the Texarkana region. So just to reiterate, here's the way rain chances look. Tomorrow, about a 40% chance, only isolated Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to be a hot week ahead, just not quite as hot as it has been this weekend. 30% chance overnight, mainly in the hill country, 40% chance tomorrow, 96 degrees for the high. Only isolated rain on Tuesday and Wednesday, but highs will be in the low 90s with less humidity, a much more pleasant forecast by the end of the week. We just still have not seen that good cold front that drops temperatures by 10 to 15 degrees. It'll happen eventually, just not this week.
Okay.
Always every year there's some company comes out with phrases of the year. Heat high will be the #1 phrase.
I think so for us. The heat high. Yep.
How many times do you say that a day?
Oh my goodness, I've said it so many times this summer.
6:51, 78 degrees.
Artificial intelligence possibly heading into medicine? After the break, how one program is showing students at UTSA what AI can do when it comes to the medical field. Artificial intelligence is all over our lives, whether we realize it or not, and this time it's making its way into medicine. A first-of-its-kind program is partnering students at UT Health San Antonio with UTSA in hopes of leading the way in the future of medicine. The program teaches students to learn new tools of medicine that help see things that might not be apparent to the human eye in patients. So to learn more about this program, we have the full story on KSAT.com.
And it is now official. The arena for the San Antonio Spurs, now called the Frost Bank Center, initially announced back in August. The Spurs secured Frost as their new arena naming rights partner as an expansion of the 50-year partnership between the two brands. Began all the way back in 1973. The Spurs will begin work this month to update the arena signage, including marquee signage, ticket towers, center court, jumbotron, and other marketing materials around the arena and around town.
Okay, so in that photo, is it officially up? The sign is up?
They can start putting the signs up now.
They're going to start putting the signs up.
It's official. Everything, all the T's are crossed, I's are dotted. It's all good. Frost Bank Center.
So you have to say Frost Bank.
So Frost Bank Center.
Okay.
That's what you have to say.
Okay, we'll get used to it. It's 6:56 and 78 degrees.
You are looking live at the Frost Bank.
We'll be right back.
All right, 78 humid degrees outside in San Antonio. Across the hill country, it's in the low 70s, upper 70s south of San Antonio, 80 degrees in Gonzales. Now this morning in San Antonio, quickly going to warm up under mostly sunny skies. 83 at 10, 91 at noon, 100 for the 75th day this year. Feeling like 105. At least we'll have a breeze from the south at 10 to 20. Late tonight, there's a chance for storms, especially across the hill country, only a 30% chance. And then tomorrow, only a 40% chance of rain. But temperatures will come down in the week ahead, and that is something to be positive about in the forecast. I am just waiting. You know, oftentimes in San Antonio, our droughts end in floods. So it's just a matter of time before we see showers and storms, although this week it's going to be hard to see soaking rain.
El Nino is happening pretty soon.
Yep, exactly, and that usually tilts the scale to a wetter winter and spring.
Okay. Hey, happy birthday, Sarah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Glad you're spending it with us.
I'd like for y'all to join me at 8 for my birthday, please.
Please do. See y'all at 8.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Body and dash cam video from San Antonio police officers over 3 separate shootings released yesterday. This morning, we have the breakdown of each of those videos.
Plus, the latest happening at the border. Officials in Mexico are now speaking out about the increase of traffic at the border and what they're going to do about it.
Oh, guys, we might have another triple-digit day on our hands. Sarah Spivey, whose birthday it is today, is forecasting potentially 100 degrees and hopefully our last as we are in our second day of official fall.
Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on Sunday, September 24th. A very special day today. Sarah
Very
Spivey's
special day.
You know what's amazing is a lot of people will take their work day off if it falls on their birthday to celebrate their birthday, but not Sarah Spivey.
No.
Sarah Spivey is cranking out the weather today on her birthday.
I got mad at her. I said, take your day off or at least take Monday off.
Nope.
She said no.
Dedicated.
Well, thank you guys for that. But I wish I could have some nicer weather for my birthday. I'll be honest with you. Temperatures today are going to be near 100 degrees. If we get to 100, it'll be our 75th time to see 100 degrees this year. 78 degrees outside right now. It's 78 at Sinton, 73 in Boerne, 74 in Kerrville, 75 in Hondo, and 79 in New Braunfels. Here is that forecast for the day today. Mostly sunny and hot. 83 at 10, 91 at noon, 100 for the high. Feeling like 105 because of the high humidity. South winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's some good news, though. Temperatures are going to fall in the week ahead into the low 90s. Still hotter than seasonably average, but nicer by the middle of the week. And late tonight and tomorrow, there's at least a chance for rain. A chance, not a guarantee. I'll have those details ahead for you coming up in just a few minutes. David.
Thank you, Sarah. A top story we're following this morning is a shootout that shut down a freeway after an officer accidentally shot himself, plus 2 more shootings with the same theme.
KSAT has received the body and dash cam video for 3 separate deadly shootings involving San Antonio police officers.
Amelia Juarez breaks down what the video shows for each of those shootings.
The first shooting SAPD released video of happened August 30th. Officers were looking for 40-year-old Michael Kirkland, who had a warrant for aggravated assault against a public servant. Dash camera video shows 2 patrol cars surround a car where Kirkland is seen driving away. He begins driving the wrong way on I-10 East Access Road when he crashes into another car. Kirkland appears to run into a grassy area as officers shout at him to drop his gun. Drop the gun! Body cam video shows Kirkland pointing a gun at the cars driving by. Then we see 2 officers fire, killing him. That same night, officers were following what they say is a stolen car to a Home Depot parking lot in the 600 block of Southwest Loop 410. Dash camera video shows the driver take off. An undercover detective is seen yelling, telling 21-year-old Victor Fernandez to get on the ground. Then a single gunshot is fired, and the undercover detective falls to the ground. KSAT previously reported 10-year SAPD veteran John Helly accidentally shot himself in the torso. The body camera video switches to the uniformed officer chasing Fernandez, who shoots him several times. It's unclear if Fernandez pulled the trigger, but video shows he had a gun. Fernandez died, and Helly was taken to the hospital. Several days later, on September 4th, officers approached 27-year-old Jacob String, who was wanted for 4 aggravated robbery warrants. The body camera video shows the officer yelling at String to show his hands. String is seen pulling a cell phone from his left pocket and putting his right hand into his pocket. Then one officer tases him. As String falls to the ground, a body camera video shows him holding a gun. Both officers begin firing several shots, striking and killing him.
The district attorney's office is reviewing these cases, and they will decide if each case was a justified shooting and if any charges are warranted. Amelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Now the latest on the border. Mexico promising to help the migrant crisis in the United States, starting with our Texas border. Officials in Mexico tell U.S. Customs and Border Protection that they're going to work to deport migrants in Texas border cities and return them to their home countries. The Defense Department is sending hundreds of service members to El Paso to help with the migrant crisis. They'll join 2,500 National Guard members already at the border. It's not clear when that help will begin.
We told you a few weekends ago about the Houston teen that was suspended from school over his lock hairstyle. His family is now suing Governor Greg Abbott and Texas Attorney General Paxton. In a lawsuit filed yesterday, the family says 17-year-old Daryl George's suspension is a violation of the state's Crown Act. The lawsuit also says that Abbott and Paxton didn't enforce the law, which went into effect earlier this month. School officials have said that George's locks violate the school district's dress code.
Reflects his heritage, that he's not being allowed to wear this hairstyle because it violates a policy which violates both common sense and I believe violates state law.
George's family has previously said they were told that the teen would be sent to an alternative school if he refuses to cut his hair. Abbott and Paxton have not yet commented.
We are learning more about how a 16-year-old brought a gun to school. Some of the video we're about to show you may be graphic. This happened Monday at Texas City High School right outside of Galveston. It comes just 2 weeks after the same student had a fist fight with a classmate and also punched a deputy that was breaking up that fight. The student's father says they had a family friend staying with him who kept the gun in his car. He says his son stole that loaded gun and then brought it to school. Let's hear more from that father.
This is a situation that could have gone way worse. And we're apologetic. We wish we could have caught this. He's a good kid. He has very troubled past, and he's had a very hard life, more than anybody else has had.
The father says Texas City ISD is aware that his son is known to be violent. The boy is now facing 3 charges for fighting the student, hitting the deputy, and for bringing the gun on campus.
It's been almost a week since Texas Senate voted to clear Attorney General Paxton in his impeachment trial, and now officials are calling the trial rigged. So some of the critics of the verdict, including House Speaker Dade Phelan, continue to accuse Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick of rigging the trial. But Patrick denies interfering with the jurors' decisions and lobbying with senators. There are now growing calls for House Speaker Dade Phelan to resign after these allegations. Experts say it's only the beginning of a long season of political revenge.
We want to give you some history on this Sunday morning. We've got some new photos from a men's Bible class here in San Antonio that date back to 1922. Here they are. This was a class at Central Christian Church. The church was on North Main Avenue and Navarro Street. The photos were taken at the Gunter Hotel back in 1922. The group had hundreds of members, all San Antonio men. The class reported attendance of almost 400 men one Sunday back in 1923.
I love seeing those history photos.
Look at that.
It's awesome.
And of course, Main and Navarro were probably 2 of the main streets in San Antonio, not too much more around in 1922.
And now we go past 1604 and beyond.
Those guys would probably not believe it, what happened. 808, 77 degrees.
Well, coming up on GMSA at 8, striking writers in Hollywood studios are set to meet today. We'll see if this could be the end of these strikes.
And some experts say fall is the best time to start a new job. We'll take a look at which San Antonio businesses were voted best places to work this year.
And the verdict has come out on where the best spot is to see or enjoy that solar eclipse. We'll put on our eclipse glasses and take a look after the break.
Man, outside with live cam. Ooh, Sarah Spivey's birthday, and she's bringing 100 degrees to the party.
She's bringing the heat.
Wow. Gotta love that. She's coming up next. We'll be back.
Want to know where you can snag some free glasses for the upcoming annular eclipse happening on October 14th? The San Antonio Public Library will host Get Eclipse Ready programs through the rest of September and October. Participants will receive eclipse viewing glasses on a first-come, first-served basis. And while we're on the topic, let's talk about some basic info and why you need these glasses to view the eclipse. First off, since the moon won't completely block the sun during the annular eclipse, the remaining part of the sun visible can still cause retinal damage if your eyes aren't properly protected. Always inspect your solar filter before using your glasses. If you find that they're scratched or damaged, maybe don't use that one. Read and follow any instructions printed on or packaged with the filter, and always supervise children. We've got more information on the importance of these glasses, plus a full list of events happening around San Antonio during the solar eclipse on our website, KSAT.com.
Well, a new report from space.com says the Home Depot parking lot, oh my gosh, this poor Home Depot parking lot in New Braunfels is supposed to be the best spot to see the eclipse happening on October 14th. This is according to space.com. I don't know, Sarah. So it recommends going to the northern or southern edge of the path for the best chance of seeing the eclipse, which for Texans is about 30 miles north along I-35 from San Antonio. The Home Depot is located right next to Canyon High School, so plan early if you want that parking spot.
I need to investigate this a little bit more.
It's coming from space.com, Sarah.
I know, okay, but here's the thing. New Braunfels is on the edge for the annular eclipse, so the actual annular eclipse will not last quite as long in New Braunfels. So,
maybe it's on the edge, but it's like...
Let me do some more research.
Bam.
I'm not going to poo-poo that report before I understand it.
Probably AI did that for you. Something like that.
Okay.
They plugged in some numbers. And
okay, so coming up at 8:30.
Spit it out.
She's going to have a little more research on that spot.
Sounds good.
Just giving Sarah homework on her birthday.
Let's go ahead and take a look outside right now with live cam, and you can see that temperatures are starting to warm up under mostly cloudy skies. 79 degrees outside, dew point of 74, south winds at about 10 miles per hour. So those south winds are really cranking up the humidity for us today, which is going to be a major factor. 74 in Kerrville, 75 in Uvalde, 82 in Del Rio. It's 80 in Kennedy, 80 in Cotulla, 73 in Kerrville. And as you look at the KSAT 12-hour forecast, we are going to be seeing clearing skies here. By noon, 91 degrees. By 4 o'clock, 100. Again, today could be our 75th triple-digit day of the year. And by the evening, temperatures will be in the 90s. It's not until late tonight in the overnight hours that we start to introduce the chance for a few showers. More on that in just a bit. But again, look at the forecast highs for the day today. 104 in Del Rio, 100 in Uvalde, 104 Cotulla, 100 in Gonzales, just below 100 degrees in the Hill Country in Kerrville and in Canyon Lake. Our average high in San Antonio this year is 88 degrees. So we're going to be 12 degrees hotter than that. 100 at Rio Medina, 102 Castroville, 101 Seguin and New Braunfels, 101 in Sabinal, 99 in Utopia. Humid weather for us during the day today, so there will be a heat index value. This is how hot it's going to feel in your neighborhoods during the peak heat of the day, 4 or 5 o'clock. Los Maples, 105 degrees. It's going to feel like 105 in Castroville and all around the San Antonio metro area, feeling like 107 for Seguin and New Braunfels. Now, it's not all bad news. There is a small chance for rain in the next 24 hours. That heat high, which has been the reason why we've been so hot this entire summer, is starting to move off to the west. And in its wake, we have got a low pressure system with a weak cool front moving through Texas. You can see that there's some storms in Texarkana. Outflow boundaries from these storms are going to be pushing south, bringing the potential for at least a little rain to the Houston metro area today, well east of San Antonio. And in the later afternoon and early evening hours, there will be a few isolated storms, perhaps near to the Austin area, as a result of the outflow boundary of those storms in Houston. Then as we head into the overnight hours, that front will be approaching the Hill Country. A few storms will develop closer to that front right around midnight. So this is tonight into tomorrow north of our KSAT 12 viewing area. This is not great timing for storms because as they lose the daytime heating, they lose their fuel. So these storms will weaken potentially before they even make it to San Antonio early tomorrow morning. But if you're up in the Hill Country, you at least have a chance for some rain. Then that front is going to stall out tomorrow, and that boundary is what's going to allow a few showers and storms to pepper the radar across south central Texas tomorrow afternoon and evening. Coverage will only be about 40%. So keep that in mind. Coming up at 8:30, we're going to talk a little bit more about if any of those storms could become strong or severe. I'll have those details for you. Again, only 30 to 40% chance tonight and tomorrow. So not great rain chances for us. At least those temperatures will be coming down. Highs will only be in the low 90s.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing, and at least it's going to be less humid and more pleasant for the middle of the week.
Any amount of rain is better than no amount of rain.
I agree.
We need the rain.
Yep, we do.
Thank you, Sarah.
8:17, 78 degrees.
Are you in the market for a new job? After the break, we'll see what workplaces were voted the best here in San Antonio.
And if you have been missing out on all those new shows, there may be some light at the end of the tunnel after the break. We're going to see if there will be an end to that writer's strike anytime soon. And some lottery numbers. Pick 3, 2, 5, 6, Fireball is 6, and your daily 4 is 1985. Fireball is 3.
Cash 5, 1, 2, 3, 10, 33. Texas Lotto, 8, 28, 36, 39, 46, 51. No winners from the Powerball last night. 1, 12, 20, 33, 66. Powerball 21. Power Play 2 jackpot is nearing $800 million.
Could be some good news. Striking writers in Hollywood studios say they'll meet for the 5th straight day later on today. In a joint statement issued late last night, both parties said they met for bargaining. People close to the situation told CNN that the major film and TV studios delivered their best and final offer to the WGA. The industry's writers have been on strike since May 2nd. And if you watch TV, you can tell it.
There's nothing good on right now. Okay, good news for employees that are fans of working from home. So a new study from the National Academy of Sciences found working from home is better for the environment. Experts say it could cut a person's carbon footprint by, get this, 58% compared to in-office work. Hybrid work is also helping. So working from home 2 to 4 days a week cuts a person's carbon footprint by 29%. The study used multiple data sets, including energy consumption surveys and employee data. The San Antonio Business Journal named the top places to work for 2023.
In order to qualify as a top place to work, businesses must be one where employees trust the people they work for, have pride in what they do, and enjoy the people that they work with. And why we think KSAT is the best place to work, because we've got great bosses. Wow, they're fantastic.
Obviously.
Beautiful people to work with.
We didn't make the list.
No.
Oh.
But here's a
In
few
our
of them.
hearts, it made the list, David.
Broadway Bank, L.K. Jordan and Associates, Oak Haven Massage. Ooh, yeah, that's probably a good place to go.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working out or something.
Yeah, they were named some of the best places to work in San Antonio for 2023.
Did we make honorable mention?
No.
No? Okay. Well, we still got the best place to work. Frost Bank and Google, the city of San Antonio, was ranked 12th in Texas and 2nd in San Antonio by Forbes as one of the best employers in Texas.
I've heard that the city of San Antonio is great to work for.
Yeah.
You love working at KSAT so much. How many years have you been here now?
39.
Wow. That's, David, that's incredible. That is truly incredible.
It's been a while. I started back when, well, never mind.
Okay, since you're our special guest this morning, David, we want to quiz you on San Antonio history. He didn't look this up. He doesn't even know this was coming.
I don't. What is this?
Okay.
What drink was invented by San Antonio?
What drink was invented by a San Antonio? Is it Fanta, Gatorade?
I think it's Gatorade, isn't it?
Or Dr. Pepper?
Is it Gatorade?
I don't know. I'm going to... Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Very good. So it was invented by San Antonio native Robert Cade. Yeah. He was born here in 1927.
But I think they started, when they made it and everything, they started it in Florida at like Florida State.
It was like an accident.
University of Florida, yeah.
Okay, here, next question. What's the record for most tamales ever made in San Antonio? 17,000, 15,000, or 18,000, David?
I'm gonna go with 18,000.
Me too.
Because we can make some.
Oh, 17. Close.
Well, see, we have work to do.
Okay, so this happened at Lanier High School. They hold the world record for the most tamales ever made. This happened in 2011. In December.
I was there that day.
Were you live?
I did the story that day.
And you don't remember?
I thought it was 18.
Well, you've been here 39 years. They all kind of run together.
Thanks.
Okay, next question. What fast food place had its first location in San Antonio? Raising Cane's, Five Guys, or Church's?
Well,
I think fast food first opened in I don't know, Church's.
Is it Church's?
Church's.
Oh, it is Church's.
Yeah, Church's is old school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so that first location used to be across the street from the Alamo. According to the Church's website, George C. W. Church opened that location in 1952. Very cool. Okay, you should know this. I already know this one. Which NBA star started in San Antonio? Shaq, Steph Curry, or Luka?
Shaquille O'Neal.
That's right.
Cole High School.
Go ahead, tell us.
He went to Cole High School over there at Fort Sam.
Yeah, he did.
Won a state championship.
Went 68-1, 2 seasons, and there you go. Won the 89 state.
Yep.
Did you cover that?
Yes, I did. I remember my quick Shaq story.
Yeah.
A real fast one. When he was leaving Cole and was going to LSU.
Yeah.
To play basketball. Did a live shot with him in his front yard over on Cole. And we were standing. And I never have seen, he was like 18. He was huge at age 18. And he put his hand on the top of my head because he was like 7 foot. And his palm of his hand was back here in the back of my head, but his fingers and I was like, please don't squeeze and turn. But his hand just covered my.
So his parents lived.
Dude, he's huge.
Did they live on Fort Sam?
His dad was stationed there.
And you did the live shot there.
So I did a live shot over there.
That's incredible.
Big guy. Teddy Bear. One of the nicest guys in the world.
One of my favorite people to follow on Instagram.
We got more Shaq stories. We can tell Shaq stories all day.
It's 8:27, 79 degrees. We'll be right back.
Good morning. It's 8:30 on Sunday, September 24th. Your alarm may be going off. But that's my question, real quick. If your alarm's going off right now, do you have that annoying alarm sound to make sure you wake up, or do you have like some kind of elevator music?
I have a pleasant, like on the iPhone, the bells. That's like doo 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 doo.
Or is it?
So
Sarah says that's her.
I get triggered by some of the iPhone. Sarah and I were talking about that. The iPhone alarms that are like, what's the one that triggers me? It's like,
I don't know.
Oh my God! It went off in the newsroom the other day, and I was like, "No,
time to wake up." Yeah.
Well, people at home are like, na 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 na. Maybe they're waking up to your weather.
Hopefully.
That's a gentle alarm.
Good morning, everyone. Here's something not so gentle. It's going to be 100 degrees today, potentially for the 75th time this year. Yep, another hot one for us. 79 degrees outside right now. You can see we've got mostly cloudy skies outside and high humidity. That is going to be the case. The high humidity is going to be the case all day because we've got these winds from the south, pretty breezy at 10 to 15 miles per hour, bringing in that Gulf of Mexico moisture. And so today's one of those days where as soon as we start to see clearing skies, temperatures are going to skyrocket. 91 at noon, 100 and mostly sunny at 4 p.m. That 100 is going to feel more like 105 because of the high humidity. South winds today at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Notice that late tonight after midnight, our rain chances go up a little bit. I'll have more details on that small chance for rain tomorrow coming up in a few minutes. David.
Thank you, Sarah. It's been 3 months since SAPD officers killed 46-year-old Melissa Perez.
So 3 officers were charged with her murder after Police Chief William McManus says they didn't follow department training. Bettis was said to be having a mental health crisis, something the department has faced criticism for.
Avery Everett sat down with SAPD about how the department is looking to expand its mental health unit and what crisis trainers say you can do to help in the meantime.
We need more staff.
A renewed push from the San Antonio Police Department.
We see a lot of mental health issues.
SAPD Assistant Chief Karen Falk says expanding the department's mental health unit is now a top priority.
And once we're able to build this team where we're 24 hours, we have more officers to cover the city.
SAPD faced criticism on its response to several recent calls.
You're gonna get shot!
Including the shooting of Melissa Perez. Chief William McManus says Perez was having a mental health crisis when officers shot and killed her at her apartment in June. The department confirmed its mental health unit was not called. Now it's trying to find a solution, possibly through the latest round of funding from the new city council budget.
Hopefully, with that push, we'll be able to expand the unit.
Some SAPD officers are stationed with the city's SA Corps program, in place to reduce arrest and increase access to mental health services. But in a city with more than 1 million people, only dozens of officers have advanced mental health training.
SAPD is also looking to train all of its officers on basic mental health response. The problem is that could take up to 3 years.
We can help triage so that we're not over inundating the system, so that we're not just relying on those services that are dying for manpower. And
Devin Metchin is a suicide prevention trainer. With just how busy officers are across San Antonio, Metchin says training yourself in de-escalation and asking direct questions can change outcomes.
So the more people we can teach to be able to engage in those conversations, the more care we're actually spreading across the community.
Even with mental health at the forefront of City Council and SAPD budget discussions, there's still more to be done.
We need more officers in the mental health unit. We do, and we will eventually get there.
Those 3 officers involved with the death of Melissa Perez are awaiting trial. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Well, the artist behind the controversial graphic novel adaptation of the Diary of Anne Frank has spoken out after a Texas teacher was fired for having students read the book in class. So artist Audie Fullman told ABC she's devastated by Hampshire Fanette ISD just south of Beaumont. The teacher was fired over a week ago, the day after having students read the book once parents said they were uncomfortable with certain themes in the book. So Fullman writes, "It is so sad that today, 80 years after this was written, there are people in the U.S. who are not allowing this to be seen or read by children," end quote. There is an active investigation as district officials claim the book was never approved. However, it can be seen on a reading list that was sent to parents at the start of the school year. The book has come under fire before, also removed in libraries in Texas, Keller ISD.
The Art Institute of San Antonio abruptly announcing this weekend it's permanently closing its doors. The website does not say why the school system is closing. This includes art institutes in San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and Austin, along with Miami, Atlanta, and Tampa. Students say they got an email from the school saying the system hadn't been able to recover from the pandemic. The last day of class will be Friday.
The U.S. Senate announced this week that a San Antonio native, the highest-ranking military officer in the nation. This is Air Force General Charles C.Q. Brown, who grew up on the west side of San Antonio. He has led the Air Force since 2020 when former President Donald Trump nominated him for the position. U.S. Senate Majority Leader Schumer confirmed Brown as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, making him the first native Texan ever to hold the position. The Senate voted overwhelmingly for Brown.
And USAA says it's offering no interest loans to military members if the government does shut down. Plans to provide loans of up to $6,000 in payment assistance options for its banking and insurance products. Military members will continue working in the event of a shutdown, but wouldn't be paid until the government reopens. Members can apply through USAA's mobile app and website, as well as via phone.
The beloved Texas furniture store Louis Shanks is closing its doors after almost 80 years of business. So family members of the founder say changes to the retail landscape and challenges to its business model are reasons for stores closing. They also believe the company's strategy of customizing furniture selection is no longer favored by many shoppers. The stores will have going out of business sales starting this Thursday.
Artificial intelligence being used for almost everything in our lives right now.
From helping write an essay to delivering food, businesses nationwide are putting the tech to use.
So it's no surprise that some colleges are looking into using AI to draft athletes. Jacqueline Quinn in Fort Lauderdale shows us what this could mean for athletic recruits.
If you think about it, there are thousands of young people who would love to play sports in college and even professionally. But that's part of the difficulty. It takes coaching staff members hours to sift through film and stats to find the right candidate.
There's a lot of talent out there, but we're always looking for a specific fit within our program and our culture.
This is where artificial intelligence is ready to change the game. Dan Cornley is a professor of sports management at Florida Atlantic University's College of Business.
From an academic perspective, it can write papers for you, in 30 seconds. So any quick information that it can give a college coach to help make a decision on a player will impact college recruiting because decisions need to be made quick.
And speed, just like in a game, is a huge advantage.
Because more than ever, there's a transfer portal and we have students moving from campus to campus, and coaches need to make decisions on whether they should ultimately recruit them or give them a scholarship.
Cornley expects to teach students more about AI as part of his courses in the near future, because coaches already expect it to be a factor.
So does this mean that the big schools will get the best athletes?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's conference realignment conversation and NIL deal conversation. That's kind of already, taking place for sure.
So Conley sees artificial intelligence as a means for more positive growth.
Hey, rifle, rifle, rifle.
At this point, some coaches are looking forward to seeing what AI can do.
Well, whether you're recruiting or coaching, you're always looking for a more efficient way to do things and how you can gain an edge. And that comes with, certainly, artificial intelligence is going to help do that.
That was Jacqueline Quinn out of Fort Lauderdale. Now, Professor Cornley says a football-oriented app has yet to be developed, but he thinks it could happen within the next 2 years.
And speaking of football, UTSA coming face-to-face with nationally ranked Tennessee for the first time ever yesterday. No Frank Harris for the Roadrunners, still out with that toe injury. UTSA struggled to find the end zone in the first half. Tennessee carried a 31-0 lead in intermission. Coming out in redshirt freshman Owen McCown came off the bench in place of Eddie Lee Mbarger in his first drive. Caught out transfer, gets UTSA on the board with a 3-yard TD pass to Joshua Cephas. So there he is. I believe this is the play we're going to see right there. And there's from the 3, and there's the pass. Lefty, corner of the end zone, got it. In the end, the Vols stay in the driver's seat, though. They defeated UTSA 45-14. Texas Longhorns having a lot of fun in Waco last night at the Bears' expense. They scored 28 points in the first half, and the Longhorn defense shut out Baylor in the second. Texas stays undefeated. They won it 38-6. 2-1 Texas A&M hosting 2-0 Auburn. Aggies quarterback Connor Wegman injured in the second quarter on this late hit. He ended up limping all the way to the sidelines. That hurt right there. Max Johnson stepped in and then stepped up. Aggies up 6-3. Johnson caps off a 46-yard drive. This is going to be a 22-yard touchdown pass. That's his bro. That's his brother Johnson right there. Busting his way into the end zone. Later, Johnson finds Evan Stewart in the end zone. 37-yard TD pass. A&M up 17 points. The Aggies stay on top, winning 27-10. Next, A&M hosts Arkansas at Jerry's World, AT&T Stadium. Their dad is Brad Johnson, by the way. He used to be an NFL quarterback.
And they're brothers on the same team?
Brothers on the same team?
That's such a cool experience.
Cool?
Yeah. And then how did Tech do yesterday?
Who? Texas Tech lost to West Virginia yesterday. They had a chance to at least tie it in overtime at the very end. But that's almost it.
David was in a bit of a mood this morning.
I
realized it was because Tech lost.
I had a computer going, and I was having 2 games over here on the TV with the remote going.
And you're yelling. Poor Dina. His wife, Dina. She probably just leaves you alone, gives you her space on Saturdays.
She's in the bedroom most of the time. I don't know what she was doing. She was like, I'm out. 8:42, 79 degrees.
All right, 2 new parks have opened here in San Antonio. We'll take a closer look next.
And Wemby and Ginobili spent some time together this week. Manu and Wemby celebrated a lot of things around San Antonio coming up.
Love seeing him spotted doing cool things in San Antonio. Not so cool outside. 79 degrees. Sarah Spivey forecasting a triple-digit day. But hey, she says there's a chance for rain coming up soon. She'll have her forecast.
Spurs rookie Victor Wembanyama took a tour of San Antonio this week with fellow teammate and Spurs great Manu Ginobili. They took time out to hit a crazy half-court shot at the Pass Recreation Area. That's under Interstate 35 near Market Square. Dabbled in some table tennis, plus trekked through one of San Antonio's historic missions. Just a couple of Spurs enjoying some time together as the preseason just about gets underway. That's pretty cool.
Can you imagine being at that public basketball court and Manu and Wemby show up? Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Life made. That is the coolest thing. Okay. So starting this weekend, nature lovers in San Antonio area will have an estimated 425 acres of new natural areas to explore. So 2 new parks, Hendrick Arnold Nature Park and True Heart Ranch Park opened this weekend. The San Antonio River Authority has announced, so future amenities will include nature trails, scenic overlooks, and bird watching stations. These parks will serve as vital habitats for birds, pollinators, and over 250 native plant species. The ecosystems also support bio-networks along the San Antonio Medina rivers, benefiting migratory species. And I feel bad for all the animals looking for water right now, Sarah.
Oh man, they need some water out there.
What's the first thing you notice about those pictures?
Green.
Water.
And water, and it's brown right now. Hey, by the way, I know earlier in the show we were talking about why that parking lot in New Braunfels might be the best place to view the annular eclipse. It's because it's going to be on the edge. You might see the actual craters of the moon there. That would be cool. But if you're looking for the longest lasting eclipse or the full eclipse, that's closer to San Antonio.
Okay, so it's going to be a short time, but you see like more details.
Exactly. Now, the thing is, we still need clear skies on that day, and we just won't know until it happens. By the way, today, we're expecting to get up to 100 degrees. This will be one of the latest triple-digit days on record for San Antonio. It's the 24th, so that would fall right in between 2011 and 1926. So the fourth latest triple-digit day on deck for us here in San Antonio. It has been a miserable summer, with today would be 75 100-degree days, the most on record for San Antonio. 100 is the forecast high, 101 in Hondo, 104 in Del Rio, 102 in Pleasanton, 99 in Kerrville, and 99 in Canyon Lake. As you look a little closer to the metro area, triple digits for Castroville, Devine, Seguin, New Braunfels, Converse, Floresville, Nixon, Smiley, all about 12 degrees hotter than the seasonable average of 88. So take advantage of temperatures temporarily in the 70s, 79 degrees at the Alamo City, 79 in New Braunfels, 80 in Devine and Castroville, 76 in Kerrville, and 75 in Boerne. Dew points are high at the top of the scale. Humidity is high. It's going to be high all day long. So that means a heat index value. Looking ahead to the forecast, your KSAT 12-hour forecast, clearing skies today. So by 10, it's going to be mostly sunny. 91 at noon, but feeling like 100 degrees already around noon. And then this afternoon, 100 for the high temperature, feeling like 105 to 106. Then later on tonight, temperatures are still going to be in the 90s by 8 p.m. And it's overnight that we have a small chance for rain, mainly up in the hill country. Let's talk about that weather setup and why we have a small chance for rain. That heat high is starting to move off to the west, away from south central Texas. In its wake, there's a cold front with a low pressure system. This is a very weak front. It is not going to drop our temperatures by all that much. Highs will be in the mid 90s, low to mid 90s by the end of the week. But this low pressure system has fired off a few showers and storms near Texarkana. Those are going to maybe bring a few isolated storms to the Houston metro area. As that front gets closer late tonight, a few storms will develop across the hill country. We're talking more like the Junction area up toward Austin. This is going to happen tonight at midnight, but as we head into the overnight hours, these storms are likely going to weaken before they make it to San Antonio, if they make it here at all by tomorrow morning. So areas like Kerrville, Boerne, Canyon Lake, Austin have a slightly better chance for rain in the overnight hours. That front is going to stall out and allow for a few showers and storms to pepper the radar tomorrow. Coverage will only be about 40%, but that possibility is there. And if a storm develops, it could produce some gusty winds and maybe even some quarter-sized hail. But the main risk for severe weather today is well north of San Antonio toward Waco, Dallas, and Austin. So just to reiterate, here's a look at storm chances. Tonight, only 30%. Tomorrow, only 40%. But hey, it's a chance. And then in the week ahead, we are going to be seeing those temperatures drop into the low 90s for highs with less humidity. So at least a change from the triple digits in our forecast in the near future. With that small chance for rain tonight and tomorrow, make sure to have the KSAT Weather Authority app handy. It's got a radar on there. You don't want to be caught in a storm without knowing where that is, and you can see that on the radar on the KSAT Weather Authority app.
I know we said it a couple weekends ago, hoping that'd be the last triple digit. You planted your flag.
I know.
But hey, that was going to be for a full weekend. This is just one day.
Yep. I hope that this is our last triple digit day.
Did you take the flag out?
Today I had to. Today I had to.
8:52, 79 degrees.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. Before we go, happy birthday, Sarah Spivey.
Thank you.
That's with her cat Nora, and this is her favorite team. And there's the Sarah Squared. Happy birthday, Sarah. There's the team. We look like cutouts.